Andre, hello mate. I've got a quick favour to ask for you. All the players seem a little bit down right now heading into this game against Man City in the Champions League. You didn't even give them a pep talk and just G them up a little bit. You know why they're down? They've all downloaded the OneFootball app and they've seen that most of the fans are voting in the poll between Man City and Aberdeen that Man City are going to win. What? I mean, OneFootball is the best football app out there to keep up to date with all the latest football news, scores and updates from around the world. And you can vote on every single match as to who you think is going to win, along with thousands of other people. But surely people realise that we are better than Man City and that we beat them, right? No? Everyone needs to get on the OneFootball app right now, download it from the top line of the description for absolutely free, and make sure you always vote Aberdeen to win. Hello and welcome back to On The Rocks. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode as we take on Man City in the Champions League quarter-final, as well as Hearts wedged nicely in the middle. So welcome back, hope you're all doing well and looking forward to today's episode where we might actually see ourselves drop down into minus figures in the money, unless of course we beat Man City, then we get prize money and hopefully that might just save us. But money teetering on the edge. Luckily it is the final season of On The Rocks and this doesn't matter to us anymore. But since you were last here for the Liverpool win, we have played 3 games and we've won all 3 of them as you would expect. 3-0 against Celtic, 3-1 against Hearts and then 3-0 against St Mirren. So a pretty decent time in between episodes. If you want the Jens Neve update is that he's now got 50 assists this season from 44 games, which is absolutely incredible. It blows my mind. Has anyone ever had a player get this many assists? Because I don't think I've ever had this before in my life. In terms of goals, Bryce Delaney still heads up Jan Cavalcanti by 2 goals, but I'm sure by the end of the season, Cavalcanti might just grab a couple of more. Anyway, we are not going to waste any time. We are going to get straight into this. We've got Man City up today in the Champions League, which is exciting. Atletico take on Borussia Dortmund, Man United take on Barcelona, and Real Madrid take on Chelsea. And I'll be honest, I think we could beat any one of these teams. In terms of the Europa League, well, it's a little bit sad because everyone is now out of the Europa League. We saw Rangers go out last episode, which is not ideal, obviously. And then last time out, we also saw all the teams get knocked out of the Europa Conference League too. So my big hope of every Scottish club or a Scottish club winning each of the international European tournaments isn't going to come true. In fact, it's probably been one of the worst seasons for Scottish football in Europe, so the less said about it, the better, really. Anyway, this is the lineup heading into today's game. Obviously, Peter starts in goal, but Jem Finley is back at left-back today because Reyes de Souza is injured, which is obviously not ideal. He's out for another 4 to 8 days with pulled ankle ligaments. Demancic and Sandro line up in the centre of that centre-back partnership, with Aaron Fielding at right-back today because, of course, the injury to Reyes de Souza and de Klerk is suspended. The midfield, though, is pretty stacked. We've got Baptiste Bont in there alongside Jordan Ford, Bryce Delaney and Neve on the wings with Cavalcanti in behind Evie Cathdy Fothera, who actually could still end up top scorer this season. He is on 25 right now. So as kickoff is upon us here today, hopefully we're going to get off to a fantastic start with Bryce Delaney winning the ball in the area and Baptiste Bont hitting the crossbar before the rebound falls down to Jens Neve, who's in an offside position. I thought that was the absolute dream start to the game. Sadly, not quite. So how close was this offside then? And is it really offside if it sort of hit the crossbar first? Yeah, I mean, it seems a bit harsh if I'm honest with you. I feel that's a very harsh offside. I mean, he was in an offside position, but he wasn't interfering with play until the ball had hit the crossbar and bounced back down to him. I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, I'm not a referee or a rule maker in football, but if I was, I'd be letting Jens Neve have that, personally. Anyway, in the meantime, Man City have the ball around the halfway line and they are looking to come forward, but Evie Cath with a fantastic challenge there and now has a chance to go one-on-one with the Man City keeper before putting the ball wide of the post. I might say wide of play, but that wasn't going to make sense and had to change the post at the last second, and that's why I sounded a bit weird there. Man City now with a corner. Ravanelli will take this one into the middle, but Peter collects it nicely. Now, if you remember back to the transfer special, when we nearly sold Jordan for like 160 odd million to Real Madrid, We were going to try and bring in Ravanelli to replace him until we decided against it and thought, no, let's keep Jordan 4 instead. But if Ravanelli does score past us and Man City beat us through his goals, then we know we may have made the wrong choice. Jens Neve with a free kick though, and that nearly went in the back of the net. I think it hit the side netting in the end there, but the keeper was not going to get there if it did sneak the right side of the post. That was an interesting free kick stance and technique from that area of the pitch. But with 15 minutes to go here today, Man City have kept us at bay until Sandro. You love to see. I was prepared for that to go way over the bar when I said until. Surprisingly, that is Sandro's first goal of the season. It's Demancic who scored all the goals from corners, his 20 plus this season. Finally, Sandro gets in there with a goal of his own. But it's probably the most important goal so far this season, as it looks like it could give us the chance to get through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Of course, this is an important away goal as well, as we are playing away here today to Man City's Ivicath, once again putting it just wide of the post. If Ivicath had just been a little bit more on target today, this could be 3-0 and this could be done already. As it stands right now, it's all to play for in the second leg, and Man City are not lying down. We have been the better team in this particular fixture, but Man City's defending has been good until the final 15 minutes or so, when we keep coming forward. Last ditch challenge there to stop them coming forward, stop us coming forward, and now it's Man City's turn to come forward. If Fielding doesn't win that, I would have been cross. He does win it, gets back to Peter, who clears it up towards Ivicath on the halfway line, but we lose possession. Ravanelli down to Hemsworth. Somehow their striker gets in there, and Frank Fritsch manages to squeeze a goal into the back of the net. It's 1-1, it's game on, and it's going to be all to play for in the second leg. I don't think we've struggled here today at all. You know, you look at the match stats and we have dominated the match stats, so I won't say we are in trouble, and we're not in trouble as Bryce Delaney gets his 30th of the season at the left wing, having a fantastic season, and he secures us a second away goal. I am quite reluctant to make changes because I don't think there's going to be anyone on the bench that's going to change things massively for us with 5 or so minutes to go. Of course, we will rotate the whole team for the Hearts game in between these two Man City ones, but if we can grab a third goal here, this would change the dynamic of everything. Ivicath into the area, brought down, penalty going to be awarded, I think. The referee is heading over to the VAR for this one. Come on then, ref. Sort this one out. Checking penalty review. What's he going to give? It has to be a penalty. Has to be. Ivicath brought down cynically by the Man City defenders there. And it's going to be a chance for Jan Cavalcanti to get not only his 28th goal of the season, I should say. What's going on here? I thought he was going to yellow card Ivicath there or something like that. I don't know. Either way, Cavalcanti steps up to give us a third away goal. In off the post, beautiful stuff. 28th goal of the season for him. And I think that might be enough now. I'd like to think when Man City come to our place, we're going to be good enough to stop them beating us. Like, we should be good enough to just hold the game and probably actually get a convincing win as well. That's what I'd like to think, particularly from whatever... You hate to see it. Ivicath once again. He could have had a hat-trick here today. Instead, he's got none. But the point is, we should be good enough and solid enough to stay ahead, basically, of Man City and get ourselves to a semi-final. And so, as the clock ticks down here, we've got one final chance with 60 seconds or so to go in this game. Cavalcanti loses possession and Man City are coming back. Now, if they grab a second goal, this could be quite important, actually. And they are coming forward, and it's a second goal. My confidence has gone away a little bit. So how did this go in? Because there seems to be a bit of a ruckus around the penalty spot there. I think it's a last-ditch challenge there from Demancic. Alexandro, gets in there with a last-ditch challenge, but it just falls to Brozanovic, who then scores the goal. 3-2, 3 away goals. But all Man City need to do is beat us 2-0 and they're through. And that's not beyond the realms of possibility. So, game against Hearts coming up is a very important one. It's the Scottish Cup semi-final. Of course, it's one of the two trophies that we haven't yet won this season. Of course, we won the league in between episodes at some point when we scored loads of goals and got loads of wins. So that's all good. That's 4 trophies out the way. The Scottish Cup would be number 5 and the Champions League would be number 6. So this game against Hearts is make or break, really. Now, we will rotate this team around thoroughly for this game. So we'll swap Peter with Gil. Fielding might actually have to stay. Yeah, we might leave Fielding on because we want to save de Klerk for the next game against Man City. But Sandro will certainly swap with Caio Henrique. Demancic will, if I can click on the right thing, will swap with Tigger McLumper if we can find him. Jem Finley will swap with Ishmael, which is good. We'll swap out Baptiste Bont with, where is he? Tam McLumper. We'll swap Jordan for Bryce Medina. Jens Neve will swap with Thad McRae. Cavalcanti, if I can click on the right thing again, he will swap out with Evangelis Alexandris. Yes, brilliant. Bryce Delaney will swap with Nunes. And then Evie Cath will swap with Varela. So all apart from Fielding, it's a completely different team and a team that should still dominate. Oh, but I need 2 keepers on the team apparently, so we need to bring Peter onto the bench for Demancic. So kickoff is upon us, and there's a highlight straight from kickoff. If we can score a goal within 30 seconds, this is a perfect start. As Medina comes forward and is tackled by Fleming, and it's Hearts now coming forward. If we concede in 30 seconds, that is not very good at all. And it is Hearts on the ball still. Caio Henrique wins it for us at the back though. And Nunes into Alexandris, who looks to bring the ball forward down this left-hand side of the attack. Goes backwards to Nunes. Nunes brings it more centrally to Tam McLumper, into Thad McRae on the edge of the area. Back out now in towards Nunes. And Varela opens up the scoring inside of 45 seconds. You love to see it. Big bad Sebastian getting his goal there. Is he big? I mean, I've said big bad Sebastian. Is he big? He's 5. He's not the big. He's tiny, if I'm honest with you. And aggression only 14. He's not bad either. So, new nickname needed. Little tiny Seb. That's what we'll call him. Little tiny Seb gets the goal inside of 45 seconds. Corner for us here. Evangelis Alexandris swings it into Caio Henrique, who puts it in the back of the net from the corner. And that replay ended very quickly. It wasn't even a replay to skip. It just went straight through to... Okay, fair. Didn't want to see it again, apparently. There must have been something dodgy going on with that goal. And the replays have been turned off for that one. They don't want to see it. It's like the Scottish FA are trying to get away with, I don't know, assisting us in some way or something like that. Thad McRae, though, gets another goal just before half-time. I think Ishmael putting the cross in there. Thad McRae meets it with his head and he puts it in the back of the net. A lovely worked goal there from the set piece, and it's a fantastic delivery over to the middle of the box basically, and Thad with a superb header. Hasn't played too many games this season, Thad McRae. He drops down the pecking order just a little bit, but he takes his chances so well every single time. But the rest of this game is just looking pretty boring, if I'm honest with you. Not a lot happening in this second half. There's finally, there is a highlight here for Thad McRae to get on the end of. He looks to bring it inside the area, goes out wide to Fielding instead, before bringing it into Tam McLumper, who loses possession in a rare, I don't know, mistake for Tam McLumper. He never really makes too many mistakes, to be fair, but that was one of them. And his brother, Tigger McLumper, making a mistake there with the ball forward. Luckily, we do win it back. Come on, someone shoot from distance. I thought that was going to be the chance there for Evangelis to shoot from 30 yards and score, but he didn't do it. Instead, Medina's shot cleared off the line. Hearts are still playing this game tooth and nail to try and get something out of it. But with 20 minutes to go in this one, I think it might just be a little bit too much as the clock ticks down, and Medina once again having a shot saved on the line this time by the keeper, but actually the offside flag went up anyway, so wouldn't have counted had it gone in the back of the net. It looks like it's a draw right now between Dundee and Dunfermline for the other place in the final. It'll be interesting to see who goes through out of those two teams for us to obviously absolutely batter. We have secured our place in the final to try and win trophy number 5 of 6 this season. And we're going to take on Dundee. They win on penalties against Dunfermline. That's going to be a good game. We also get £1 million for winning that. So that might just keep us... Yeah, it keeps us just above the red by £4 million, 3.8, about £4 million or so, which is good. If we beat Man City, we'll get a load more money coming in, which might keep us in the red, in the black, sorry, until the next episode when we might go into the red. So, back now for the second leg against Man City. We are at home, and of course we are going to pick our first team for this one pretty much. So we can go to this first team preset, although obviously there are a couple of changes. Varela off the pitch for Evie Cathie Fothera. Everyone else can stay the same though, because where is he? Reyes de Souza on the bench. Could maybe play, but Jem Finley's done a good job the past couple of games or so let's just leave him playing for now. This is the team, exact same as it was for the first leg, minus de Klerk now playing instead of Fielding. I think we can do it. I'm just thinking as well, if we win the Champions League this season, I genuinely think this will be the first time I've done back-to-back Champions League wins since FM12. I don't think we've ever done it with other YouTube saves, because normally the target is win the Champions League, the series then finishes. We never have a chance to have another go at it. So there's always, potentially we could have done it if we carried on with those saves, but I don't think I've actually genuinely won back-to-back Champions League titles since FM12. But of course, there's no point talking about back-to-back titles because we need to get the job done here today first and foremost, and then in the semi-final, and then in the final. And right now, Ravanelli, the guy we nearly bought, I should say, not normally bought, nearly bought, nearly puts them in front in this first half. I must say, we are struggling. Well, not struggling. I just thought we would have scored a goal or two by now at home in the first half. I think we should be strong enough for that, but we've not really done anything right now. De Klerk looking for a through ball, not finding the target, and eventually goes all the way back to Peter in his own penalty area. Demancic back out now to de Klerk into Baptiste Bont. Bont now brings it across to Bryce Delaney, who passed his man into the area. Can he square it? He does. Cavalcanti shot blocked. You hate to see it. De Klerk now gets the loose ball on the far side, looks to put a ball into the middle, into Neve, back out to Bont. Bont on the edge of the area to put a cross in, tackled. We lose possession. De Klerk wins it back and plays it back into his own half there with Alexandra, who gets it into Baptiste Bont, who brings it across to Bryce Delaney. Delaney across to Neve. Neve, there has to be a goal at the end of his highlight. It's gone on long enough, and the goal comes from Jan Cavalcanti. The long ball into the area. Jan absolutely unmarked there. Gets his goal, makes it 4-2. We're edging closer. We are edging closer. If Man City want to go through now, they've got to win 3-1. And I don't think they're going to score 3 goals in the second half. If they do, then, well, I am in big trouble because the goal this season is to win the Champions League as well as the other 5 trophies. If we don't do it, then we failed in our objective this season. As Baptiste Bont to Bryce Delaney. Delaney out to Jem Finley, through to Bryce Delaney. Delaney into Jens Neve. Jens Neve grabs a second goal just before half-time, and that has to be that. There is no way Man City are scoring 5 goals in this game now. Is that what they need? They need 5? No, they need 4. They're not scoring 4 goals in this game. That's it. So half-time, happy, or I've said I'm not happy, but they all seem motivated by it. I meant to say I am happy, but good job. They just are terrified of me, and they just react well to whatever I say. So if we can just control the second half, this would be superb. An intended pass forward, it gets blocked, but luckily falls kindly to our players as we bring the ball down the left-hand side of our attack now as Bryce Delaney on the far side of the pitch looks to put a cross into the middle. It's gone all the way through. How that's not been cleared by Man City, I do not know. Jan Cavalcanti grabs his 30th of the season. What a time it is to be Jan Cavalcanti. He is finally getting himself in the goals this season. 30, I think, is a fairly respectable goal tally for him. And to be fair, there is still enough time for him to maybe try and reach towards that 40-goal mark. Despite winning 3-0, though, we have a few players who are just not playing very well in terms of average ratings. Evie Cathey-Fothera on a 6.6. We've got de Klerk on a 6.6. Jordan 4 on a 6.7. These guys might have to come off the pitch shortly, just so we can really optimise the team and make sure we have every opportunity to win. Now at this stage, Man City still need to score 4 goals. Because if they score 4, it's 6-6, but they'll have more away goals than us. But I just can't see them doing that, if I'm honest with you. We will take Evie Cath off for Varela. We'll take Jordan 4 off for Vangelis Alexandris. Let's see what he can do as the apparently 5-star Mazzala. Am I just not using Vangelis enough? The coaches love him, but I don't know. Maybe he's like the unsung hero who is just really good, but I just don't rate him that highly. I think it's probably because I've got a stronger connection with all the other players. I just like the other players more because I've had them longer, probably. But with 10 minutes or so to go, including stoppage time, I would imagine, there's no chance for City to score 4 goals here. Jan Cavalcanti hopefully looking to punish them and also become the club's top scorer of this season in the process. Instead goes unselfishly to Bryce Delaney, who can't score. So luckily for Jan Cavalcanti, Bryce Delaney will not overtake the 30-goal tally as it stands right now. They're both drawing on 30 goals, I believe. As Man City now looking to build out from the back. Long ball forward to absolutely no one. What are they playing at there? You don't know. Jem Finley now, who's played very well at left back these past few games this episode. Maybe he deserves a shot back at left back instead of Reyes de Souza following his slight injury. City come close to grabbing a goal there, but the shot in the end wide of the mark. And that's it. We're through to the semi-finals. A thoroughly professional performance there. 22 shots to 4. You love to see it. So we're safely through. Convincingly so. Very pleased with that one. 6-2 on aggregate. Who are we playing in tomorrow's episode? Well, the answer is Borussia Dortmund. And the last time we played Dortmund was the Champions League semi-final 2 seasons ago. I think that was before we lost to Barcelona in the final, right, wasn't it? We beat Dortmund and lost to Barca in the final. And as you can see, the head-to-head record is heavily in our favour. They've never beaten us. I hope that doesn't come back to bite us. So thank you ever so much for watching today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until then, have a good one. Goodbye.